Hey guys, it's the Dutchums Forma's and welcome to the very first episode of the brand new Let's Build that I'm going to be doing on my channel for the upcoming, I guess, 2 weeks. It's the underwater restaurant Let's Build because, yeah, I just wasn't done yet building restaurants. I've just finished the fancy restaurant series. You've seen that last week, or at least the overview and like the final episode, and I was very happy to see that so many of you liked it. And yeah, in that video I also asked you what you would like to see me do for the next Let's Build, and I saw that many of you wanted a restaurant, also because I kind of said that I wanted to do a restaurant Let's Build. And then I got the suggestion to make an underwater restaurant, and that's what I thought is impossible. That's what I thought at first, but then I thought, maybe with pools and, like underground levels, maybe I can make something. So I started testing things out, and that's what you see here. And then I realized, this is going to be awesome because all kinds of different levels, very many pools, very many crazy things. Yeah, man, I can tell you this Let's Build is going to be awesome because so far I've recorded 3 episodes because I'll be going away on a little holiday for the upcoming week. So if you're watching this, I'm on holidays, but I've recorded 3 parts which will go up throughout the coming week, and then afterwards I'll actually continue the series. So I think in 2 weeks time I'll be able to just finish it off entirely. And yeah, this is going to be different because normally I really focus very much on the exterior. In this Let's Build I'll focus on the exterior as well, but the interior will have like a very important factor as well, a very important role as well, because of course it's going to be very special because it's underground. Because yeah, it's the underwater restaurant. It's not entirely underwater, I have to tell you that, because that's not possible in The Sims 4. But that wouldn't be possible in real life either, or at least nearly impossible. So therefore I could imagine that if they would make something like this in real life, they would kind of simulate what it would be like if you were underwater. So making very many pools around you so that you're kind of surrounded by water. So that's what I'm doing right now over here as well. For the physics people around, including myself, this would probably not be possible in real life, or you would need very thick, strong glass, because there's going to be a lot of water involved in this Let's Build, I can tell you that, and that would practically be impossible because it's kind of heavy and that would squeeze all the windows. But yeah, it's Sims, so don't worry about that. Just enjoy the Let's Build. So let me talk about the build a little bit because we've started working on that already. And it went pretty fast because when I started I was like, okay, this is going to be awesome, and then I had so much inspiration. I'm actually moving it to a bigger lot in a few seconds because I realized this is going to be too small because I just like it way too much, so I need more space to build more crazy stuff. So yeah, as you can see, the entrance is downstairs. You walk down there by the stairs or using stairs, and then yeah, already the entrance is surrounded by pools. Then the interior is surrounded by pools as well, and then here above on the actual level, or the top level so far, there will be another level, I can reveal that, but there we've got some walls which are surrounded by pools as well. So actually I can tell you that there's no actual window in this restaurant, or in this building simply, which is not surrounded by water. So that's kind of the way I thought. So whenever you look outside, you'll have to look through the water, and that's kind of what makes it seem as if you're underwater. That's what I came up with. I also added these waterfalls because, yeah, I just thought they would look cool, and in the end I can tell you that they do indeed look kind of cool. So I'm happy with that. And then once I realized that you can build like 3 levels underground, or at least I already knew that, but then I just realized that I can actually do that. So then I started to go all crazy. I believe we've got 3 or 2 underwater levels or underground levels, and I just did crazy stuff with holes in the ground because this is inspired by this speed build, which very many of you liked. I believe I called it the underground house. You can check it out if you click on the link in the description. Very many of you seem to like it, and I got very many comments saying that I should do something like this more regularly. And that's what I'm doing right here, because this is also partly like, under the ground, but still, yeah, It's kind of inspired by that, so I thought those of you who like the underground house will definitely like this as well. So here we've got kind of the open space, or actually I just worked on it. And I did really have to think a lot while building this, because, you know, you can have very many pools in order to, and then put windows in it, because you can put the windows in the pool if you hadn't noticed it yet, you know, or in game or in the video, but you can actually put windows in the pool. That's kind of the entire concept of this building. But then the level above, you can't put another pool, because that is simply impossible in the game, which is kind of strange, because you could also just make a very deep pool, but like a 2-level deep pool, but yeah, The Sims just doesn't allow that. So the level above it, you either have a pool which is very small, so you can't actually swim in it, or you have like walls around it just to make that entire pool kind of disappear, which is what I did in most of the cases. And then here I'm actually building something which goes underground, because I thought in that way you've got kind of an aqueduct. That's what the Dutch would call it, because if you don't know this about the Netherlands, we've invented aqueducts, if you call them like that in English as well, but I can imagine that you call them like that. And those are practically bridges, but bridges with water in it, so that ships can like pass over highways and stuff. So in Holland you've got a highway, and then over that you've got a bridge, which is like, I don't know, 3 to 6 meters like deep, filled with water, and then you see huge ships going over the highway. That's kind of what I created over here as well. And I can imagine that this restaurant would look pretty awesome if you've actually got people swimming in there. So I think, and that's what I just realized, I should focus a little bit more on the swimming, because so far I've not really taken into consideration that people might actually want to swim in it. But I might put some things in there, or just kind of make it that you can swim in separate parts or something. I don't know yet. This is where I changed it to the bigger lot, I believe. Yes, here we are on the bigger lot. I used some symmetry in here. Initially, I kind of had the idea to focus the build entirely on like the lower levels, or at least on the underground area, because underground, that's kind of the way I thought. But then I realized that it would maybe be cool to also build something like above ground, or simply above the ground. That's very simple, because of course you need kind of an entrance area, otherwise the entire lot looks so empty that it's not even that, it just doesn't look good, and you really only focus on the interior. So then I added this first level, which you saw already, and then I thought, that doesn't really look that good, so I added another level. And now in the end it really will turn out to be something very futuristic, very modern. I can tell you, it is cool. It's something different. So if you're not really too much into the creative stuff or the crazy stuff in The Sims, you might not really like it. But I personally had insanely much fun building this. As you can probably already notice, I'm kind of excited talking about it as well. And I must also say that I'm very happy that, I would just like to thank the person who submitted this request kind of, or who just came up with the idea. Because, initially, like I said, I thought it was impossible, but it turned out to actually be very doable and very much fun. And it kind of reminded me of the feeling which I had when back in the days when I still played with Legos. You know, those blocks, everyone knows it. Because they could also build like crazy things and really work on big projects which were like actually impossible. And with those underground levels, you could create crazy cellars and stuff. Well, that's kind of the feeling I had right now as well, with like unlimited like opportunities and possibilities. So I could just go all crazy when it comes to creativity, I think. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out to look. And in the end, it will definitely be an awesome restaurant. It will again be fancy, so that's kind of obvious, because this is crazy expensive if you build this in real life, because I mean, all the water, all the strong glass you'd need to have the water in it. And so the food will be good as well, but it will be kind of expensive. And I should have actually checked how expensive the build is so far, but I think in episode 4 I'll be able to talk about that, because please keep in mind that this is pre-recorded. So like I said, I'm currently on holiday. It's only for a week this time, so that I'll be back making other videos very soon. But these are just 3 episodes which I've pre-recorded of this series. But yeah, I'm sure that you'll like it. I hope so, at least. Otherwise, I'm away, and then I can't change too much about it. But yeah, therefore I cannot put like your suggestions in there until episode 4, but I will of course read all the comments, and then I can put like your suggestions in the build in episode 4. So then don't worry about it. If you've got like good suggestions, just leave them in the comments. But anyways, this is the end of the first episode of the underground restaurant, or the underwater restaurant already. So thanks for watching, and then I hope to see you back in part number 2.